Right. She's telling me not to move at all.
Pretend you're a statue.
Oh, God. Like the ones in Vegas.
Yeah.
I know. I can't help it.
All right. We are here. We're live. And so everybody, real quick, I just want to let you know our connection with Robin is pretty much as good as it's going to get. So internet, likes to do what it does, but we made it work. We're here. Everyone is the black and white guy, Robin Overton, and his
better half.
I'm trying to find. Is Colleen going to pop her head
in? Yes, she is.
All right, there she is.
There's Robin's better half.
There's Robin's better half.
Mrs. Black Guy.
Yes, that's Mrs. Black and White Guy. So everyone, as you know, Robin's gonna be here with us for a little while. I know Oscar's gonna chime in probably, and
Sure.
but basically, Robin wanted to come on and just kind of talk about his roots, how this began, and how this has become what it is for him and for all of us, part of this group, part of this family that we're a part of. I know we have some questions from everybody, so what we'll do is I'm basically just gonna hand this show over to Robin. I'm gonna say, Robin, give it to us, and we'll just run with it from there, man.
Well, it's like when people say it's our show. I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah,
it's our guest show. We just sit here and we just. Let it happen.
We feed it. We just feed it to him.
We do. We feed the tiger.
We've been doing about you guys, though.
Well, we're just a medium,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do it because I'm computer illiterate, for sure.
That's okay. You're with me on that one.
If it wasn't for Colleen, this would not be happening, that's for sure. I want to thank you guys for having me on tonight. I want to thank everybody that's tuning in. This is pretty cool for us. I mean, never expected to be on the big thing like this. I mean, when you got Garrett Dillahunt on here, I said, you guys made the big time for sure, and you did. And I'm really proud to be on here with you guys.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, that was I went fishing on that one, man. That was just me on Instagram one night and on Twitter because I saw that he was going to tweet live on the West Coast for the show. So I said, you know what? I said, let me just throw this out there and see what happens. And man, it's rare to get almost a response within a day from them because they're so busy and their schedule's so demanding.
Yeah.
And I think 4 hours after I sent that message, I got hit with a notification, and I was just like, okay, all right.
Your day, didn't it?
Man, I turned around and I looked at Ryan. We were at work, and I took my phone and I just put it in his face.
What the
now Oscar wants to interrupt my story. Oh, God.
Is he coming on?
Of course he is. Hold on one second.
I'm going to decline that.
Ooh. He's not going to like that very much.
I forgot how to add people to this friggin' thing.
Oh, we had that trouble last time, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Because, Skype likes to change their whole system on us. All right, so we got. Wow, his picture looked really good for a second.
When she's looking on her phone and it looks perfect.
Perfect, all right. So, you know what? It could be YouTube.
Oh, perfect. There he is.
Hell do you hope? What's up, man?
What's up, Oscar?
So let's ask the important question here: has Oscar been wearing the Beast Mode shirt for a week straight? Because I think he has.
Yeah. Now he smells like the those three got it from.
I just put it on special for the night.
You pulled it out of the trash, right?
I'm wearing my Nick.
Yeah, I checked the. We have accumulating trash right there, so
Nick and Norman
in the top. It's easy.
Yeah, I had to wear my Nick and Norman shirt tonight.
You probably have put Instagram Live on too.
They're okay. They'll be all right.
They'll survive.
What's up, Robin? Love you, baby.
Yeah, love you too, man.
Pulver
Well,
check.
he's in the house.
Yeah. I gotta get beast mode because I don't know if you guys make Oh My God size, but Hercules, you're pretty big. So what size you wear?
What size do you need?
Well, I've been wearing 3X's, but now I'm getting into 2X's.
I have 2X's. You want them?
Oh hell yeah, I want one.
Okay. All right. What about the wifey there? Does she want one?
Lovey wears a medium.
Lovey wears a medium.
It's too late, Lovey. Is she?
She doesn't.
She is.
I love me.
I love me.
Everybody's Lovey in their world, so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I was actually just finishing up this little, Garrett Dillahunt thing. But yeah, I mean, that was a great moment, man, just to have somebody respond that quick. And, but yeah, it felt good. It felt good to do it on my own,
It does. It feels good to be recognized by them. I mean, Jenna Elfman, who plays Naomi on Fear, which I love that show.
Yeah.
I mean, she has responded to me every single time I've sent her anything.
Really?
And she's got 122,000 followers.
Yeah.
So she's really good to her fans.
Yeah, she's liked a ton of the stuff that we posted.
Yep.
She not commented, but she put a couple like little emojis on some things that I kind of put like a funny statement out there, but she like put like a smiley face, like a laughing face too. Couple like
makes you feel like you're the only one talking to her, and
yeah,
and I know that can't be, but she just makes you feel that way.
Yeah, it's fun to see. Fun to see when any of them do it. But but yeah, all right. So Robin, so you introduce yourself to everybody watching. Who is the black and white guy, and the guy next to you? How did this all come together?
Well, I am Robin Overton. I live in Southern Indiana. I've been a paramedic for 30 years now. Actually, August this year will be 30 years. I'm married to my lovely wife, Colleen. None of our kids live with us. We've got empty nest syndrome now, just this year, so that's an adjustment. But we've got
I'll come live with you.
Oh yeah, we've got a whole new family now with you guys and the Walker Stalker crew, and yeah, we've got our daughter-in-law living here, and our son's in South Korea right now in the Air Force, and thank you guys. They got married on December 30th, and he left on January 1st.
Wow.
And they got a 4-year-old little boy that lives with us now. They're staying here until they move to Germany. His name's Dawson, and he's pretty cool. He's running around here somewhere. But I've been an artist ever since I can remember. I mean, we didn't really get serious with it until Walking Dead came out, and it was just a total accident. I mean, you want to hear the long, drawn-out story?
You can shorten that.
I'm sorry.
Sure,
Colleen's commentary, phenomenal.
Yeah.
No, I'm ready to. It's your time, baby. I'm ready to hear it. I just wanted to say hi to Pookie because I didn't get a chance to say hi to Pookie.
Unbelievable.
But no, Robin. Yeah, we're all ears, brother. Get down.
Yeah. There's like I said, they're all here, and they're here to have you introduce yourself to them. So if you want to lay it on them, lay it on them.
All right, Colleen and I, we've been together for like 15 years now, but Walking Dead came on, and we were hooked from the very first episode, of course, just like half the world was.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd never even thought about drawing any of them until we saw that we found out there was a Walker Stalker Con, and we didn't even know they existed the first 2 or 3 years. And we saw that Michael Rooker was going to be at a Comic Con in Indianapolis, which is only about an hour and a half from us. And I saw that people give them gifts, the actors. So I thought, wow, I can give them a really cool gift if I can swing it. So I drew a picture of Michael Rooker, and we went up there, and I had it framed and everything. We were going to give it. We didn't know how it was going to go. And we were standing in line and Michael Cudlett's Abraham, he had just started on the show, and he was standing 5 feet away from me. And he saw that drawing in that frame, and he asked me, he said, did you draw that? And I said, yeah, I did. I'm, going to give it to Michael. I'm going to try to draw all the actors. This is the original, And he said, that's really good. And I said, well, thank you. And he's looking at it in silence for a couple of seconds. He said, do I have one? And, oh, man, I knew he was going to say it. That I told him, Michael, I will see you next week in Chicago, and I will have your drawing for you. So he was thrilled. I gave it to him in Chicago. Michael Rooker just absolutely went crazy. He held it up above his head and yelled at the crowd, look what he did for me. And from that moment on, we were hooked. But we didn't really get serious into it. And we went to Chicago the next weekend for the Walker Stalker. I think that was 2001. 15, I think. And the show was winding down. I gave about 4 or 5 drawings out to Stephen Yun and Emily Kinney and several of the others. And it all started. We saw Jose Cantillo. Everybody know who he is? He played Martinez in season 3 and 4, I think, with the governor. And we saw him over there. He just had a couple of people in his line, and we thought, let's go meet him. He was on the show. He's, we don't know what he's doing now, but we went over there, and 4 words started this adventure for us. He looked at my wife and said, where are you guys from? And she said, we're a little town about an hour and a half south of Indianapolis. You wouldn't know where it was. And he said, close to Terre Haute, which is 20 miles north of us. And she said, yeah, we live in Sullivan. And he went crazy. He just said, oh, my God, you live in Sullivan? I can't believe it. So I grew up in Sullivan. My best friend's from Sullivan. Make a long story short, he wanted to know if we were going to the big show in Atlanta, and we told him we wanted to, but all the VIPs were sold out, and that's about the only way you can really meet a lot of people.
Right.
And he said, let me see what I can do. I'm going to give you my email address, and he comped us 4 tickets to go to Atlanta.
Wow.
And we did, and that's where he convinced us that we had to sell our artwork at the shows. We had to do it. And Scott Wilson, actually, at that show, called us the black and white guy.
Really?
He's the one that's, Joe Cantillo is the one that convinced us, and we made up our mind right then because we went to that Halloween party that night, which, have you guys ever been there?
No, no.
You have to go to Atlanta and see this place. But they have a big Halloween party on Saturday night, and it's rocking. It's incredible. Oscar, you'd fit right in.
You'd be on stage.
You'd be on stage.
If they give me that microphone, I'll squeeze in that motherfucker.
But we talked to Adam Bronovich, that's Carol's abusive husband, in like the first and second episode, and we talked to him for about an hour straight outside. When we after meeting a bunch of the actors and going back to the hotel, we were walking arm in arm back to the hotel, and Lovey said, I have just had the funnest day of my life.
Yeah.
And that was it. Nashville was our first. The next, okay, go ahead.
Jordan, go get your friend. He's over there. Go that way. Hey, go that way.
Hi, Jordan.
Oh, there's a little husky in the background.
Yeah, that's Lola. Come here, Lola. Come here. I want to see you. Come up here. Hey, up here. Up.
Yeah, get her up there.
Oh, hi. Oh,
that's our big girl husky German Shepherd. Sophie, come here.
She's pretty.
You get your time. Come here. We're gonna disrupt Robin. And then here's my little girl. This is my little girl.
Oh my God, that looks like Jerry.
Everybody, this is Tucker. Sophie's favorite. I got damn.
Her name's Sophie.
Sophie. Jordan got her from Santa. He named her. Here's a little dude. He named her Springtime Hot Dog.
What?
He. That's what he wanted to name her. His Springtime Hot Dog. So he shortened it into Sophie. So,
It works.
so-
It works.
Not where any of the names came from, but her name officially is Springtime Hot Dog.
Very nice. Okay.
So those are my girls. And then we got the cat. He's the man. He eats everybody.
Yeah, they're always the boss.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. And Swiss, come here, your turn. Bye. There he is.
Aw.
Oh, that's my kitty. That's a good boy. He's a good boy. You'll bite fingers. Good. All right, Robin, go ahead, man.
Okay, but that's how our adventure started.
Yeah, baby moment.
What?
I said we had to have a fur baby moment, right? Jeez.
But that's how our adventure started, guys. I mean, we were hooked after the first show in Nashville, and since then, well, it's been 2.5 years. I think we just did our third Nashville, so
Wow.
this has been a dream come true, and we couldn't have done it ourselves. I mean, look here.
Oh my God. Look, this,
Chickens.
everybody. It's become a show and tell for your animal. So-
Bring yours on. Go get yours.
No, please. He'll never leave.
So we want to see him.
Oh God.
Raise
Oh,
your
boy.
hands, guys, if you want to see his fur baby. Come on, Pookie, be nice.
He's gonna destroy everything.
He'll
Come on.
be fine. He's a good boy.
What?
Say hi.
Oh,
My God.
oh, let me give him a kiss. Hold on, bring him close.
There you go.
That's a great name, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow.
This is Blitz.
What's his name?
What?
Blitz.
Blitz.
Yep.
He looked like he could blitz a lot of motherfuckers.
Yeah, he likes this ear right here. When you start getting that,
Oh,
we'll get all sorts of noises coming out of him.
Yeah, do that to me for 5 minutes.
All right, horsey, come on,
I think 2 minutes and I'm sold.
come on.
You can call me anything you want to, goddammit. Sit in.
But
What's going
couldn't have
on,
done this.
Ryan? You're so quiet today.
Yeah, I'm good.
We did.
Look,
That's all I get. Okay.
We had a really weird day at work today.
I'm still kind of like, here we are, almost 4 hours after getting out of work, and I'm still just kind of reeling from today.
Yeah, it's okay though. It's all right. We're here.
I mean, I'm physically here.
Yeah. So just a weird day.
Yeah.
Did
But I'm good.
your,
I'm
dog
good.
get shipped out okay?
Did what?
The little man that's usually in the background.
Oh, in the background of mine.
Oh,
Yeah. Did you ship out the doll yet?
No, I gotta do that. I gotta. It was Renee, right?
Oh boy.
Robin.
You're dissing our own web girl, man.
I'm not dissing her.
That's our web girl. It's been a week.
Oh, first of which, that Pookie doll has been riding shotgun in my car. I just completely forgot.
You forgot even though it's next to you every day.
You know, I had a really random thought the other day, too.
Nope.
If I got pulled over by a cop, that'd be very hard to explain.
So this is the doll I like to keep it myself.
Can't you see the resemblance?
Like, why is that toy?
Yeah. Yeah. Be like, dude, if I was the cop, I'd be like, bro, I don't even want to know why you have the doll in your car or why it rides.
Right.
I just
Just
don't want to know.
leave its clothes on, please.
I can confirm his clothes are still on and have not been removed.
Oh,
I don't know what happened in Sonoya.
nothing.
Uh-huh.
Nothing.
Yeah, sure, Chris.
He stayed on the table selling
Oh.
T-shirts the whole
I'm sure
time.
He sat at the table all night.
All night. People were like,
Like,
oh,
beep, beep.
click.
One of my fond.
They took selfies with him and everything.
Did they really?
No.
Oh,
I'm
I
sorry.
remember having a drink with dude. Like, he came to life later on.
I think.
If his clothes came off, you know it was
The
Oscar.
fuck were you smoking?
Later on, Oscar's red hair, right? I like that's the doll.
All right.
Did you smoke something, Oscar?
Was I smoking something
No.
Yeah.
tonight?
No, it's Sonoy.
Oh heck no! I didn't. I ran into all the wrong people. I would have been.
Oh man, the Sonoy Dead Bash was incredible, guys. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, if we could
Go
have
ahead.
had 1,000 people there, they'd have been there
So,
for
well,
sure.
all right. So let's look into the future real quick. Do we see more happening?
I've been thinking about it the whole time. I mean, I was just a guest there, but man, I sure would like to see it happen again. I mean,
When
I
are
know
you guys
man,
talking to about that?
huh?
Wonder who y'all can talk to about
Oh,
that.
I don't know. Who could be?
Well,
I mean,
I asked that question as an open question to. There's
Oh, well,
two of you
yeah,
right
I'm
here.
just trying to let Robin have his. Yes, we are. You know, we've seen a lot of wonderful feedback. You know, the ratings have been, you know, as far as like percentage goes, I'd say right around 99%. We're looking at 5 stars across the board. People have been very receptive to, you know, what their experience was, and it's been just like this. So,
oh yeah,
we would be fools not to try to, do that again and do it, you know, take it from wherever they said it. Because many people told me, let's just say this con was here and our con was way up here. So they compared us to many different, I don't want to say names because I work at some of these places, but what I'm saying is they actually gave us this really, really high rating, and it was because of what was there. It just felt like you were going to, a lot of people said family reunion. Even David and I were talking the other day. He's like, dude, it just felt like you went from home and you came home. Like it was that type of deal. And so, yeah, we would be crazy not to. I mean, the powers that be, myself, Casey, Scott, Becky, we have to kind of, we're just still coming down from it. Everybody's still, you know, having their withdrawals now. And I would love to do it again. And I would love to, of course, I want to talk with, you know, the partners and definitely it's hot, right? You know, so
I mean, there was a lot of hiccups along the way, but every show has that the first time.
Absolutely.
And the second one would definitely be easier. I mean, you know what to expect. And I mean, it was a crazy success. I mean, the weather held out for us. It rained for 5 minutes, and everybody.
We might have got about 5-10 minutes of that. So yeah, it's definitely something that I would love. You know, I'm sure we would all love to do again, and we can definitely work with. We already have that. You know, that template's there, the format. We just have to build on what's already in place, and there's room for improvements in anything.
Right.
And I just think if we move forward with, you know, and I can't speak for Scott or Becky. I mean, I can speak for myself and Casey, and I think that we're already on the, you know, in the mindset that we would love to have a sequel, guys, Bash 2, and just kind of build on what's already there. Now that there's everything's in place, now you can tweak it a little bit and turn it into something. I think 10 times better than this success. So, what could be better than something that's already a success?
Yes.
Just adding a little more icing onto that cake. You know?
Well,
it's amazing.
A few comments here that I'm just, you know, going by, and Karen says that if you build it, we're gonna come.
Yeah.
So, and I mean,
Karen's one of our biggest fans.
Yeah.
I love Karen. Hi, Karen. Karen, how are you?
And Karen, you know, just Karen was, you know, there all day working side by side with Sabrina, you know, and I did a wonderful job from what I understand. You know, watching them two just communicate on social media alone, let alone their own private communication, you know, they have a great friendship, a great bond, you know, and Karen is there with her being like her, you know, her person all day. And
look at Sabrina put something up just recently where she said, like, people come into your life and it's like they were never there.
Right.
They were always apart. And she just, I think that was the most, one of the amazing shout outs, or even just, her expressing from here how much she, you know, cares about. So Karen just did amazing.
What is this microphone we cut? Come to the mic. Come to the.
We're not doing the.
We're not doing it.
I'm gonna stay right here, mother. Look, how's that? Is that good?
Don't break your camera.
Gaps are sexy. I know it's already I can hear it crackling and shit.
Trust me, it's not from Sexy Overload. I promise.
So
I hope not.
I wanna start, Robin, with a question for you.
Okay.
I know you. So you touched on how this all started, right? And
yes,
you are where you are now. What's been like the best? So this is from Thomas.
Hello, Thomas.
His handle is at Celtic something, or Celtic something. I don't even know. So Thomas says, what was the best reaction from a celebrity when he gave them their original drawing besides Sabrina?
Oh man, a couple of them. I may need Lovey's help on this. There have been so many. We've had so many celebrity interactions. We can't possibly remember them.
I would say Ross and Norman.
Ross Marquand is hands down probably one of our best friends on the show. I mean, I can't describe. I mean, I tell everybody at the shows, you have to go meet him. He is genuine. He truly loves the artwork. I mean, I know he loves all of his fans' artwork, but he bonded with us very well. I mean, he likes to tell us stories like the second drawing I gave him. I gave him several copies to hand out to his family and stuff, and he had one of them professionally framed and gave it to his mom and dad for Christmas.
Wow!
And that is an honor for me. And I mean, a lot of them have been overjoyed, and Norman was. He really loved. We gave him 3 drawings at once.
It took us 4 years to see
It took us a couple of years to get to him, but with the help of some of the volunteers, we got up to him in New Jersey that first year, and he couldn't believe they were the originals. He was scared to death that he was going to mess them up before he got them home. And he's, his bodyguard at the time, he told us that he had them professionally framed and they're in his house. So that's each one of them. It's a huge honor for all of them. I mean, Lauren Cohen, I know she's got one. She was. I gave her goosebumps. That was pretty cool.
Wow.
Sarah Wayne Callies actually cried when we gave it to her. Even a bunch of the actors on the other side, heroes and villains, they are. I consider them friends. David Ramsey, Juliana Harkavy, they single us out. Every time they see us, I mean, when you see them coming through a crowd, slapping fives and saying hi to everybody, when they get to us, they give us a huge hug. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Ross, Iron E, of course, is another good friend of ours. He went crazy when we gave him his drawing. It's hard to choose one. I can't tell you what Jeffrey Dean said when he first saw one of our drawings. Hey, come here.
He's got a black and white guy shirt on.
He's got. This is my grandson Dawson.
Oh, what up?
Say hi, Dawson. Say hi, everybody.
Hey.
He's got his black and white guy T-shirt on. Yeah, see yourself down there.
Yeah, right there.
But let's answer your question. It's hard. Ross was probably the most touched. I mean, I know he truly cherishes these drawings. A couple of the actors have donated the drawings after they autographed them to raise money for cancer and stuff, which they thought I'd be upset by that. Chad Coleman saw me and he said, "Hey, I hope you're not upset with me." And I said, "But I lost my mom to cancer. He lost his sister, and I am honored that you would consider that good enough to raise money for that horrible disease." So I said, all of you donate them if that'll make any difference at all.
That's amazing.
So, I mean, it's a few hours out of my life to do a drawing, and I'm just honored that they honor me by recognizing me every time they see me now. And Colleen also, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, "Where's Colleen?" I'm not with her. So it's pretty cool. But to answer that question, probably Ross.
All right, so a follow-up question. Thomas says, with your absolute love of Titanic, what is your opinion of the first Walker Stalker cruise? Of your first Walker Stalker cruise?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, I did. It's not the same as a Carnival cruise. It's 2 different cruise lines, but how did we feel about our first Walker Stalker cruise?
I liked it.
We loved it. I mean, to be stuck on a ship for 4 days with 2,000 rabid fans And like I said, you know, most of the actors on there were friends with already, and it was pretty cool. That I mean, they singled us out so often. I mean, Ross, we were in the Dirty Bingo, which I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's pretty intense. I mean, they were.
Don't even say
I can't even say what they were saying.
Okay.
At one point, this is Ross Marquand. Okay, at one point he's got him and Michael Trenor. They're down there, and there's probably 500 people in this room, and I leave where we're standing. They don't even know we're there. So I leave where we're standing, and I'm walking out to go to the bathroom, and Ross sees me and motions me over to him while he's talking in the mic, and he just hugs me in the middle of 500 people in that room. And that's for them to single us out like that in front of everybody. That's the family I want to be in right there. Yeah. And I'm a hugger anyway, as all you guys know that.
Yeah.
It has hugs.
Yeah.
But hey, while I'm on here, before we get to the next question, I want to thank my sister Callie. I know she's watching right now. She's about 30 minutes from us, and Chris Giganta, he's there. I don't know if his wife Cindy's there with him, but thank you guys for what is it?
Gigante.
I call him Gigantor. But I want to thank them guys for watching. And God, guys, I've got a whole list of people to thank.
And you also made it, rated G.
Yes, I definitely. Yeah, we have to.
Mm-hmm.
We have to.
Yeah. Robin,
never heard dirty words.
Robin, you pretty much put a gag ball right in Oscar's mouth.
Well, there goes the G rating.
What? It's a ball. It's a gag ball. It's only bad when you're gonna make it bad, Pookie.
No, I'm not the only one who thinks that.
No, I don't think so.
Well, I mean, if you're just using it for the purpose of gagging, it is a gag ball. If you want to take it, if you want to start adding, he's gone now. We can.
He's right here.
Hey, I can church it up if I
church it up. I can church it up.
And Oscar, just so you know, Dawson calls him Papa Lovey.
Oh, Papa Lovey.
I kissed you, Dawson. You see that?
No, that was for you, Robin.
Oh, okay.
That was for Papa.
Yeah, we're known. We're known as Lovey.
No, that's okay. I can see why, especially after Sonoya, and really getting to watch you and interact with you and everything like that.
Lovey Chris. And I met you at the other shows, Ryan.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, Lovey Ryan. We're going to call you that every time, you know that.
That's Pookie Ryan.
He's not even going to add the extra part. You're just going to become a Lovey.
Right.
Yeah.
It's hey, Lovey. I go, hey, Lovey. I love you.
We call every one of us is Lovey. We're in the Lovey family.
That's all right.
I'm okay with that.
We will hashtag the Lovey for you.
There's worse things we can call each other.
It's true. It's true. Actually, Oscar, real quick, I have a question from Linda. She wants to know if you've drawn any walkers, or if you're going. Have you I guess thought about drawing any walkers?
I have I have drawn walkers on some of my earlier, just pencil, very loosely inked sketches. I've been working on something with Stephen Vining.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think I put a teaser out, but if you guys have not seen it, I'll actually the photo was way down in the gallery, so I'll bump it back up, maybe just drop it on a couple of the sites so you guys. That one where he's kind of here, and I don't even know what the walker was, but definitely one of those features. So, am I too far away again? You get on my damn nerves, Pookie. I'm gonna bring a mic over here. But yeah, I'm working. I have some. I have one now that I want to drop very soon. I'm just debating on whether if I want to go digital with it, because I started it, as a sketch, as a pencil, and I'm really liking. I mean, I love my traditional stuff, but I want to do something digital with it. I think I can add some really cool backgrounds and just do something.
I wonder if it's
connected. Answer your question, Linda. Yes, I always consider drawing and always have markers. It always just goes to it. It's always in the back of the mind, and then it moves to the front, and something else catches my eye, so I just need to kind of leave it there. Actually, just
I think it's his microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me still? Or
yeah, it gets choppy, and I don't know if it's your microphone or not. I'm not sure.
It's just built into this. It's a little cheapy laptop. Can you guys hear me good now?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
So yes, I am working on some stuff, and hopefully you'll see it really soon.
All right. So following up with that, Renee actually, who is she's our web girl. Yeah. Renee's she's our web girl. Love Renee.
Love me some Renee.
She says, for both of you, what advice would you guys give to someone considering doing fan art? I guess just in the beginning stages,
You got to go for it. I mean, 3 years ago, I was drawing maybe 4 or 5 drawings a year tops for, personal, friends and, family's dogs and stuff like that. And we never dreamed we would ever be where we're at now. Come on a worldwide talk show, for God's sakes. Come on. But if you believe in your artwork, you just got to tweak it. You got to take the jump and do it. These actors love fan art. They love it. And once you give them a piece and you see their reaction, you're hooked then. Oscar's felt it. I met him in Josh McDermott's line. He was giving him a piece of artwork, and that's where we met.
Yeah, I fell in love with
We've
him.
been family ever since. You were with them?
No, I said that I was going to talk about that, and that was our first meet. And I had met, Robin doesn't remember, but I met him at a show before, bought some stuff, didn't really have time to interact, but then I would always see him just floating around, and just always amazed by him, his presence, the height, he's a tall guy, but everything about him, he's just an amazing guy. You want to be around him. You want to chat with him. You want that hug. And I look for him, like, probably first every single show. I go looking for Rob. And aside from all my friends, Scott, Kirk, and AJ, I go looking, I got to go find Robin because I got to get that big hug. But we were in Josh's line, and he had some stuff, I had some stuff, and we hit it off right there, and I think we've just been like, a pack ever since.
Yeah. We're truly family, guys, and we've made you family now. And for any artists out there, there's so many that are fantastic artists, and they don't do anything with it.
Right.
Like I did for years. I didn't do anything with it, and boy, this has been an adventure, and it's hopefully it'll last for years to come.
I think that, touching base on the to answer the question, like anything, I'm sure whoever the artists are, you start for yourself. You draw for you. You just draw to create.
Yeah.
To know where you want to go with it. And of course, like any of the mentors out there, whether it be Rob and AJ or Kirk or Scott, Rob Pryor, all these guys that we see, Keith Wall, Matthew Ashley, there's so many brilliant guys out there. If that's where you want to go next level, you definitely, like I said, you got to look at it, you got to draw a lot. Like Susie Graham once told me, I still, Jesus Christ, Pookie.
You just go in and out, Oscar.
I don't know, man. I could put the mic in my throat. You just have to be prolific. You got to just do it all the time. It's like a writer writing a book. And I think with anything, you just get better. But then you got to just never stop. Go. Try everything.
It's addicting.
You're going to be the best at it you can be. And let people be judge of her so than yourself. Because you're going to be your worst critic every single time. I draw something and I kind of like that piece. And then just let me show it to Twitter, Instagram. Right? So they see something totally different than what I thought I put down. And they fall in love with the work that there it is. That's the recognition. So don't always go by what you think you're looking at. Your eyes might see something totally different than what, Chris and Mark are going to see. You guys might fall in love with something I hate. So for any up-and-coming fan artist, do the best that you can do. Share it. Take some of the criticism and apply it, and don't stop and keep it going. When we started, I think Rob and I started at I'm a middle-aged man. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh. And I'm having fun with it, and
MAB.
Huh?
MAB,
man. Middle-aged balls is what I call them. Old man balls, really. So I don't know if that answers the question, but yeah, the fan artists need it. I mean, again, where do you want to take your fan art? Do you want to draw it for yourself? Do you want to share it? Do you want to take it next level? Do you want to take it to a show? Do you want to do conventions, or do you just want to do it? Just be the best at it. Don't stop. And it could be a stepping stone to just beautiful things like, look, he gets acknowledged. We get acknowledged. The actors go, hey, Oscar, hey, Robin, and you're never, like, it's never old when they say your name.
Mm-hmm.
So I say just keep on keeping on, man, and share it with us. Let us help you.
Definitely. You come to us, and you show us your artwork, and we've seen several simple drawings that I look at them from these teenagers, and I say, well, I can't teach you anything. I mean, you've already got it, and they don't realize it. They don't know. Hey, I want to say hi to my daughter Kelsey. She's watching on her big screen. Guys, I got something to show you. Remember I said our son's out in South Korea? Well, his wife and son is living with us, but he was born with a heart condition, and he had to have surgery. How old was he?
6 months.
6 months old. He had open heart surgery, and there's a really cool picture when he was in ICU, pediatric ICU, that I guess the picture means a lot to everybody, but I was asked to draw a picture of that, and it's framed, and Colleen's going to show it to you. It was a surprise for her, but...
I have a Robin Overton original.
Oh, wait a minute. Hang on.
Can you see it very good?
No, right there.
Hold it. Don't move it, Robin.
Right there.
Can you see it very good?
She's leaning down, kissing him, and I see you.
That's beautiful.
That's amazing.
That's really wow.
And
Wow.
She's excited because she has a Robin Overton original.
Yeah. Hey.
Great job, Robin.
But hey, guys, I want to say hi to Billy Evans. He's a good friend of mine. He's on here. Justin Whaley, who we made one of our first trips to Sonoy with. Justin and Tiffany, and a good friend of ours, Jamie Regal. Him and his wife, Crystal, live here in town with us, and they've actually gone to a couple of shows with us and helped us sell stuff, and, they're big Heroes and Villains fans, Arrow fans, and Flash, and, of course, we got him hooked on Walking Dead now. He's finally caught up with that.
Well, yeah. Go ahead. You're about to read that? Jamie?
No, I was going to say something else. But,
Jamie just chimed in. He said, just wanted to say, Robin's my best friend, and I want him to know how awesome this is, and, how...
that's cool.
So...
Thank you, Jamie.
What were you going to say?
I want to thank some people, guys, before we get too far. I mean, like I said, we did not do this by ourselves. We've had so much help from friends and family. I mean, we'll always take a pack of people with us to the show. Sometimes we've only got a couple, but sometimes, like in Nashville, we probably had 10 or 12 people down there with us. And they're there to have fun, but they always want to help in the booth and stuff. But Scott Spillman and Becky, they were like our first friends on the circuit. I mean, we met them like the first show, and they've taught us, and he's been doing this a long time. He's a fantastic artist. Him and Becky have, made us family too, and they were some of the first ones, and we thank them for that, for coaching us through these things and teaching us. He's, my dream eventually, I hope someday, is to be a featured artist at Walking Dead. Not necessarily for the perks of it, but I just want my picture down there listed with all the celebrities.
Me too.
That would be kind of cool. But that's my dream, and he always talks it up. I want to thank James and Jackie, James Frazier and Jackie. They for Walker Stalker, the Fan Fest people. Mark Moss, he's the head of security. Joe Nee, Big Joe from Boston. Robin and Brad Justice. They've all just made us family in this Fan Fest world, and Michael Guthus. I mean, everybody calls him Guth. He's become a pretty good friend now. We were sorry to see David Solo go. He's moved on bigger things, though. There's a couple of people that are some of our best friends. Joe and Lisa King, and everybody knows Big Boston Joe. He's a big man. He's got the heavy Boston voice. I wish he could have come down to Sonoy so you could have met him, Chris.
Funny ears.
He's the biggest man in the world. He's like you. He's a big guy. When you shake his hand, you know that he's got a hold of you. And as big as he is, as gruff as his voice is, squeeze that shoulder.
No, I don't want him to cry.
He wears pink bunny ears to the shows. If you can believe that.
It's okay. I think I want to say I saw him in Chicago. Was he in Chicago?
You probably did, yes. Yeah, you did.
I think we saw someone with bunny ears in Chicago.
Now, he's not a fan of the show at all. He knows some of the actors, but he's not a fan. But his wife, Lisa, is a huge fan, and he does all this for her. I mean, he loves her. He wants her to... What are you doing, Oscar?
Casey said black and white posse.
Oh, my God. But he drives all of our stuff to all of our shows. I'm talking San Francisco, Portland, Oregon.
Wow.
If he could drive it to London next year, he would drive it. No doubt about it. But big thank you to them guys. We met a couple of new people last year at Covered Bridge, this big festival here in Indiana. Jerry and Kim Robbins, and they're helping all of us. They've become Walking Dead family and our family too now, but they're upping our game in the art world, and because he's computer savvy, he knows how to do everything. I guarantee he's got 8 3D printers working at his house right now, making stuff. But,
you need to read what
Connie.
Sister just.
Wait,
Connie, go ahead.
Oh, Connie.
Conti.
Yeah, she's from Connecticut. We met her in Boston. I don't know if Kim was with her or not.
No.
I don't know. Connie and Kim from Connecticut. She started out as one of our biggest fans, and they were on a cruise with us. They go everywhere with us. Now they come to the shows, and they help us in our booth. They're family too. I mean, we've got so many. I mean, that have touched us. Kim and Jerry Robbins.
Yes.
Yeah. But there's just so many. Okay, my sister said, okay, Bub, you have more talent in your pinky fingernail than I have in my whole universe. You're a science fiction author, a Titanic builder, and now a famous artist. So proud of all of your hard work. Thank you, Callie. I love you.
Hey, Robin.
Yes.
Casey said there is no one in the world as humble and beautiful as you.
Oh. She's such a sweetheart.
What about me?
That's some real loving material right there.
I don't see that she wrote anything about you there, Mrs. Black and White Guy. But you're my lovey, and I love you. I'm going to start calling her lovely.
You know, I do have to say, though, Robin, I have 4 things hanging up in my room from different artists that I met. I have Oscar's Bloody Negan print that I absolutely love, but probably one of my favorites is your Arrow print that you gave me in Jersey last year.
Oh, God, which one did I give you? The collage?
Yeah, with all the characters.
Oh, thank you, bud. I appreciate that. That's why we do this. I mean, I got lower prices than some of the other artists, and I know it kills them sometimes, but I don't want to take my artwork home. I want it to be on people's walls. I mean, that's where it should be. I mean, like Oscar said, he don't want to take all of his stuff home and keep it in a box till the next show. It can always be replaced by us, some of our people just go absolutely crazy. We love our fans. I hug every single one of them if they want one, and probably hug some of them that don't want some.
Yeah, that's definitely Oscar's philosophy. He hugs everybody, and
no matter what they want or not.
When you come by me, you're coming for the. I'm trying to create an experience. Of course you're coming for your autographs and you're coming to see your big guys and your photo ops, but if you make it past the booth, I don't want you to forget. And even if you don't walk away with a piece of that art, you walk away with a piece of me.
But I will tell you, the more friendly Oscar gets with you, you get a hug and a fondle.
Yeah.
But I won't specify what, because Oscar changes it up. Oscar will fondle anything he can get his hands on, and he'll change it up from experience to experience.
Yes, he will. No doubt about it.
Pookie's scared.
House, dog's going to go like this. We're going to stop moving. I'll hug anything that moves.
Robin Thomas, I don't know who the hell this guy is, but, he said thank you for his original.
Oh, yeah. Thomas said he'd like to thank you one more time for his original piece.
I do know who Thomas is.
Very well. He wanted to know if I was. He said Addie Miller was going to be down there, and I said, "Oh my God, I haven't drawn her yet." And he wanted to know how much I would charge to draw him and for him to have the original. And we talked about it. He's been such a good friend, promoting us and everything over the years, and. I think we first met him. He was either with Scott Spillman or Kirk Manley, and we bonded. And of course, I charged him nothing for the original.
And you know why? Because Thomas is a groupie.
He got it framed today.
Yeah,
he got it framed and sent us a picture. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, he's here. He's here hanging out.
Thomas likes to hop on people's bandwagons and ride them to success.
Wow.
No, Thomas and I have this love-hate banter. That's our thing.
There's a weekly war between him and Thomas, so
He was a photographer.
Now, Thomas threw a big, what I don't know what he called it. It was a big party the night before the cruise in New Orleans. And I'm pretty sure he's going to throw another big bash down in Tampa before this supposed last cruise.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It's the last one.
Wasn't it Lucille's Bourbon Street Bash or something?
Yep, something like that. Yeah, Bourbon Street.
We talked about it in New York when we were actually in Bar 9 with them. Was it
I'll go there.
Yeah.
Definitely need to go there. I promised Mike 100 times I'd go in here and see him at the bar, but I haven't yet. We're coming, Mike. Don't worry.
It's a nice place. It is. It's a good time.
In Nashville, I invited some of my family that have not been huge Walking Dead freaks like the rest of us, but my Uncle Alan Racing, he started watching it, and it's kind of gross for his wife Donna, so she bowed out, but he's sticking to it. He brought his son Adam and one of my other cousin's son Derek, who's a huge fan, brought them down to Nashville, and I introduced him to as many celebrities as we could. Uncle Alan was a big Longmire fan, so he got to meet Katie Sackhoff when I gave her a drawing. But one of the coolest things, this is how the celebrities, like I said, they single you out. We're standing in front of Ross Marquand's booth, and he's got 100 people in line. And usually he'll wave at me if he looks up and sees me standing out there. And he did. He looked up, saw me, waved at me, and here he come. He left his booth, came out the exit, came up and gave me a big hug out in the middle of the aisle. And then he moved to my Uncle Alan and hugged him, and I introduced him, and my cousin Adam and Derek as well. He hugged them all. And that's
really cool.
That is really cool.
It's like you said, Chris, that, when I was on stage with Sabrina and Jason, that's Sonoy, you got a feeling we feel that feeling all the time. It just gets better. It's addicting. You want that feeling, and they make it happen. I mean, they're the best people in the world. The actors are, and I just can't say good enough things about them.
Yeah, I know you were watching last week when I spoke about that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, definitely like it's a highlight to me. It's one of the best highlights that I've ever been able to experience firsthand in my life. So that was really especially having it be with Jason, who to us has been such a huge supporter and
just a great friend. Honestly.
Great friend, huge supporter.
Oh yeah.
It seems like every con he goes to, he's always got our shirt on.
Like we showed up at Chicago and we're walking in with Casey.
Yep.
And we walk past the panel stage, and I'm like, and I think Vanessa said it first. She goes, "Guys, is he wearing your shirt?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, that's Jason."
Jason's on stage doing a panel wearing our shirt, and I'm just like,
next to people like Pollyanna and Stephen Ogg and I forgot who else, but it was just like, what?
Yeah, I mean it's like the
and overall... Oscar. Nobody can forget Oscar. I mean, he's wearing our shirt right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
Oscar...
it's not a panel at Walker Stalker Chicago, but I mean he's wearing it.
Who did a panel at Walker Stalker Chicago?
Huh?
I know I didn't. Oh, Black and White Guy. There it is.
Yes.
I heard something panel Chicago.
Oh yeah, we were talking about Jason. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Jason surprised us. He surprised us in Chicago. I don't know. I think he liked a couple of my things on Twitter, and which I'm still new at, by the way. I send people the wrong messages all the time. But Jason, I went and met him at his booth, and he knew exactly who I was already. But that night in the lounge, he came up there, and he's walking past where Scott Spellman and all of us are sitting, and he walks up and he says, I get up and hug him, and he says, "You guys got a seat for me?" And he sat down with us for an hour or two, just showing everybody pictures. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
That's the kind of bonding we like right there. And Pollyanna's done it. Sabrina. Pollyanna is incredible. I mean, we just can't see enough of her. But we met her through Sabrina.
Oh, okay.
And I'll tell you, that was in Portland, Oregon. And one of my this has nothing to do with my artwork, but Chris, this moment was incredible. We were in Portland the first year, and it was Sunday night. The show was over, and we're going up to the rooftop bar and lounge at the Eastland Hotel. And we go up there, and Colleen's already up there. She's finally got a table for us. It's packed. And we walk in, and I look to the left, and probably, 75 feet away from us, there's a table with 8 of the Walking Dead actors. Ross Marquand, Jordan Woods Robinson, Stephen Ogg, Austin, Pollyanna and Sabrina, Michael Trenor. Who? Carl Mankin's over there. And I found their waitress, and I didn't say anything to him. I bought him a drink. I said, I want to buy that table a round of drinks. So we did. And I went and sat down, and, 10 minutes later, I got my back to him, to that table, and all of a sudden I see Lovey. She looks up and she does this, like that at somebody, and then she does that at somebody, and she said, "Oh my God!" And I said, "What?" He said, "They're all coming over here."
And Blue Kisses is Stephen Ogg.
So yeah, it was Stephen Ogg doing it. So all of them got up and came over to our table. Joe and Lisa King were there with us, and they stood there and talked to us for like 15 minutes. The cast of The Walking Dead standing at our table, and that is an unforgettable moment there.
Yeah, holy cow!
But that's why we do it, guys. We love selling the artwork, but that's why we really do it right there.
That's God, I mean, I get like all antsy and shit like when I watch them walk by at like the cons. You know,
like when we saw JDM, and we saw him in New
There he
Jersey,
is.
and I'm like, he's like 5 feet from us.
Yeah, I mean,
I know. Didn't he walk right past your booth, guys?
Yeah, well, he walked right by Oscar's booth, I believe, but we were hanging out with Denise at her booth for AJ
Sweet Soap.
And he literally just walked by us, and we were just like, "Oh, so that's him right there. Hey, how's it going?" And it's crazy.
I tell all the fans, I said, when you're walking around here, you got to look at every face you pass, because you never know who's going to walk right past you, and you won't even see them.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so you ready to give away a piece of art?
Yes, I am.
All right, so let's play a little game here, people. We got a little Walking Dead trivia.
You want us to show them the art?
Do you want to show it? Yeah, you can play too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
All right. Very nice. We got a little Negan. Little Negan print.
With baseball bat.
Oscar,
Yes.
are you playing? Are you participating?
No, I'll watch the feed here.
Okay. All right, so here's the question, everybody. Walking Dead trivia. All right. In the flashback, during the episode Consumed, where Carol sits in a car after being banished by Rick, what is written on the car windows?
Oh my God.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I can't guess anyway.
Oh,
We
man.
can't make it too easy.
Oh God. Hopefully somebody's gonna know this because I sure don't. I didn't know any of them last week
I'm
either.
watching the feed.
We try not to make it, too easy.
While we're waiting for an answer, Yvette and Aaron both say hi, Robin and Colleen.
Michelle says she loves you guys.
Yep, Michelle.
Michelle says, I love you guys.
A lot
both
of
of you.
crazy.
Pal Mary.
Hashtag Pal Mary.
Hashtag Pal Mary.
I don't know if Ryan moves, you can see Pal Mary behind us.
Oh,
And all the ones that didn't say hi to me, y'all can kiss my ass.
No,
It's a real
Anyone?
long heart.
pardon our.
Oh.
Ooh, close.
Does it wash me?
No,
No.
Wash me?
no.
No, Jeannie almost had it, though.
Yeah, Jeannie's very close on YouTube.
come on, Jeannie.
I don't see Jeannie. Oh, there she is. You guys gotta wash it. It said there's a few there.
Great.
Wash me isn't it, right?
No,
No, it's
watch
not.
me's
Watch
not
me
it.
on it.
All right, so this is taking too long. We'll go to the next one.
That one's too easy.
What is Rick's last name on The Walking Dead?
No, that's
Rims.
way too easy.
Rhiney's.
Hey, I want to say hi to David, the one of the best Rick Grimes looks
Jeannie
like
just
there
got it.
is.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, everyday grind.
Jeannie got it. Jeannie did get it.
Jeannie got it?
Jeannie got
it. What is it?
Pardon our dust. Shh.
Pardon our dust.
Pardon
You
our
got
dust.
Jeannie.
What?
Blaine.
Connor on.
For a good time call. Oh,
So who won it? Jeannie?
Jeannie won it. Jeannie Mercer out in
From
Texas.
Out in
Oh,
Texas.
Jeannie Mercury out.
That's Jeannie and Nick.
Way to go, Jeannie.
Let me see. Want to do another one?
Yep, we're ready.
All right. You want to show what they're going to get?
This is like our newest Walking Dead.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is nice.
That's titled The Walk.
Very nice. All right. So for all you coral lovers, coral.
Let me find a follow question.
No, I got one.
This got to be a Carl question, doesn't it?
No.
Do you want it to be?
Oh, no, not necessarily.
Okay.
We need some Jeopardy music in the background, homie.
I know. All right, so here we go. Next one up. Who was bitten in Noah's house?
Oh, God, that's easy.
I know.
That was too easy.
I know. It was. I know.
Who was bitten in Noah's house?
A lot of things were bitten in Noah's
I
house.
was so mad at that episode.
Who got bitten with lights in Noah's house?
That was a great episode. It was well.
I was so
Tyrese! We got it.
Willani.
Willani won.
What did she say?
She said Tyrese.
Yeah,
There it is.
old Chad.
We got a
Ready to
winner.
see him go.
We got a winner on Instagram.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Who's
Who
the winner?
won it?
Willani won.
Willani.
Lonnie?
She's on Instagram watching.
Okay.
We'll make sure Willani, if you are friends or if you follow Robin on Twitter, how do you want them to contact you?
Send me a message.
Just send us a message. with
DM
the info.
DM you in your Twitter.
Yeah.
All right, DM all your information to Robin and Colleen in their Twitter. And if you guys aren't following Robin on Twitter, it is at Black and White Guy. It's at BLK, right? BLK and White Guy.
BLK WHITE. Wait.
Black is it at Black is it at Black White Guy?
Man, just type in Robin Overton and pops up.
It's BLK AND and then White Guy all spelled out. BLK.
Okay.
BLK is abbreviated.
Okay, that's what I figured. Yeah, BLK was abbreviated. All right. All right. So we got our winners. We're good for now.
Okay, we got 2 more to hand out too.
All right, we're gonna roll into some questions.
Okay.
This is from Francine. She wants to know, what was your first artwork you've ever done? What was it of?
Oh my God.
Ships.
The first known artwork that I have was
You were 5 years old.
I think I was 5 or 6 years old.
That shut down.
And they were of sailing ships and stuff like that. They were all ships, but a Viking ship, a sailing ship, and the only reason I know this is because my mom, Joni, she passed away in 2009, and I inherited a cedar chest that her dad made and gave to her mom. And when I got it, it was full of stuff, incredible stuff, but there was a hidden drawer in the bottom of it. And when I opened that drawer, those little drawings were in there, and they 6 or 7 inches wide, 6 or 7 inches
Do you have
tall.
a frame upstairs?
I think so. But she wrote 1966 on the back of those drawings, so I know it was 1966 when I drew them. Wow. She saved them for 45 years until she passed, and I love her for that. And I was very emotionally upset when I found those, for the fact that she'd saved them all those years, but also for the fact that I remembered drawing them after all that time. I'd never seen them again, but I framed those. They suggested me framing those for the Sonoy Dead Bash, and I did, and here's the frame.
These are really good for 5 years old.
Wait, 5 years old?
Hang on.
Hang on.
Is that better?
There you go, yeah.
No, Robin, the other way. There, right there.
Wow.
Yeah, we can kind of get a glimpse of
5 years old, huh?
Yeah, I was 5.
That's something amazing.
Wow.
I framed them and put a little note in there thanking her. She's been gone a long time now. But that was the earliest ones that I know that I drew. And I'm a very detailed artist. I mean, the more detailed, the better.
You think?
We have no control over that.
I'll do a drawing, and before it gets posted for everybody to see, I have to show it to Colleen, and she'll either say, "Oh my God, that's perfect," or else she'll say something's not right. And we'll look at it until we do get it right. And she's right. It may be just the curve of a cheek, or that that's an 1/8 of an inch off or something, and it makes all the difference. But I'm an expert copier. I mean, if I can see it, I can make it. If I can see it, I can draw it.
Yeah, your work. I mean, for pencil and paper, the drawing you did for Sabrina was so lifelike, and even the one you did for Jason. I mean, there's just the detail even on the rifle, that I've seen you do on on your drawings, like the Walking Dead stuff, where Daryl has a crossbow, or Rick has the the python or whatever. It's just it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. I draw what I see, guys, and if the detail's there, it's going to, if an eyelash is out of place, it's going on there. I mean, it has to look right. And Norman and Andrew are so hard to draw. You get anything wrong with them, and everybody notices.
Yeah.
But I drew that crossbow the first time, and I said never again. I will never draw that crossbow again because it was so tedious.
Well, I know. Oscar, I believe you said Norman. Norman's hard to draw. I've heard people say that.
Yeah, it's just and I'm more on the comic side, and I've done the TV likenesses or what we call references, and just trying to find something that everyone else, because they all kind of go to those three references, those three images. You see him where he's got the hand here and he's holding the bow, and I wanted to do, and that's what I ended up doing, but it was just so hard to capture. His eyes are so like.
He's always squinty, right? He's always like real.
Squinty. Then he's got the little moles and his hair growth beard. He doesn't have like a full beard. It's like
scrubbing
here and then a patch here. And really, it's not to say none.
No, yeah.
I looked at it. I'm like, and I'm still not satisfied with my piece. I mean, people again, but that's what I was saying about the fan art and other people. There's people like, oh my god, I love it. And I'm going, really? Because I want to throw that thing in the trash. I felt that way about the second Norman drawing I ever did. I hated it. But people love it, so we still have it. Yeah, you had people that just go nuts for the work, and I think it's because we criticize harder than anybody. Other people go, oh my god, it's so, and then I can see all the flaws. But they're not looking for that. They're not fine-tuning it like we are. They just see an image that pops. Ooh, it looks like Norman. Mm-hmm. It looks good. The color's right. The shading's good. Not like you're looking at, I mean, when you draw an eyeball, Robin, you're focusing on every part of that eye.
Yeah, the reflection and everything has to be on it has to be.
It's phenomenal detail work, whereas I don't really draw that deep. But still, even doing the subtle things, even drawing the comic book stuff, you still want to capture it close enough. But then, there's backlash for that too. Oh, you're swiping. It looks too much like. I'm like, how does something look too much like? That's what
too much. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do.
So for you guys, so Lindo, good question to fill in right now with one of Linda's questions is with your drawings. Like, what's like a certain emotion, or like what's one of the hardest things to capture in one of your portraits? Is it drawing the emotion, or like an expression on a face? What's usually the harder to capture?
Like I said, Oscar, go ahead.
No, you take it. You do take it. I'm gonna think on it.
I draw from photographs. The emotion's there if I can just duplicate it. And I'm not, like I said, I can draw a sailing ship or a log cabin or a mountain scene or something without looking at anything. But the emotion you can't just make, I don't know how other artists do it. I mean, it just comes to them out of their head. And I'm not that kind of artist. If the emotion's there, I can duplicate it. But, their eyes are it. I mean, every time I draw Steven Yeun, is he Korean?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think he's Korean, and you always worry, okay, is his eyes going to look right? But if I draw what I see, it's going to look right.
Mm-hmm.
So I always start out thinking, oh crap, is this not going to look right? But it always does. I mean, but yeah, the more emotion on a face, the better the drawing, because you can see the first drawings I ever did back in 2014 when I started, they were just plain faces and, just looking straight ahead and stuff. And people that know my artwork know that it's gotten a lot better over the last 3 years. I mean, I've seen huge improvements in my drawings. But, yeah, the more emotion in it, the better. And, yeah, it's hard to capture sometimes.
Okay. Oscar?
What? It's like, damn, I forgot already. She was talking about emotion versus expression, was that
like
question?
yeah, well, like is it emotion harder to capture over like a characteristic of the face or something like that?
I think it is for me. I think it's hard to capture the emotion. I mean, I can, like Robin, some of the pieces I create are really quick. They're sometimes you guys know I do napkins, I do all this fun, and some of it's just off from here. I like to use references. I like to use a lot of references so I can change up a piece. If you look at a comic book and you look at a panel and you're used to seeing, oh, it's Rick looking at Negan. Well, I might like the way Rick is standing there, but I want to change everything else up. So I'm going to look at 20 different pieces to create this new panel, this new idea or image. But yeah, I think emotion for me is really hard because I can, somebody's face is lit up, eyes, mouth. Yeah, you can capture all that, but like he said, there's the depth behind it, which is the emotion. So I think sometimes with adding the color and adding the tone, which I like to do a lot more now, will bring the emotion out of the piece. But to capture an expression or, just the shape of the face, yeah, I think that's not hard at all. To see emotion in a piece, you definitely have to you got to be really into that piece of art versus something that you're just doing really quick. That's one that I know if I put my time in it, you guys are all going to see the expression, the emotion, everything that I'm trying to put down when you're creating this. I hope that helps answer that.
Yeah, it's a good answer, both of you.
This one of the last ones I did. I've drawn two of Cooper Andrews, who is a great actor. I mean, he's another one that really singles us out all the time. But the first one was, a normal picture of him just looking somewhere. But the second one I did, I saw the photo and I just had to do it because he's screaming. His mouth's wide open. He's screaming. Here it is, right here.
Oh, yeah.
That one has all the elements. Now that has everything that you're looking for.
Right.
That has emotion. That has, like the expression on the. You don't have to even second guess what's going on with that guy. Everybody's give you an answer.
Yeah. Right.
That's the kind of pictures we like to capture. And I mean, I was standing in line with him. I went up. They asked. I got to tell you about the arrow collage too, Ryan, that you've got. But I'm going to tell you a story about that. But I was standing in Cooper's. He asked if we would bring a matted picture over for him to give to somebody, and we did. And there was an older woman standing behind his manager, and she's a good friend of ours. And I said, "Who's that woman there?" And he said, "That's Cooper's mom." I said, "Oh, I have to meet her, And so she introduced us, and I'm sitting there talking to her, and Cooper's down clear at the other end of the line, and he's saying, "Mom, Mom." And she says, "What?" I said, that's Robin. That's the guy that drew the drawing you've got in your house. And she said, "I know." It was so funny. But the collage, Ryan.
Yeah.
We were at a Heroes and Villains show, and David Ramsey, like I said, he's a good friend of ours now. Dig from the show. There was a little girl. Her name was Lilith, and I never got to meet her. I did not meet her, but I think she was Make-A-Wish Foundation or something.
David Ramsey's manager, Mary.
Yeah, David Ramsey's manager, Mary, contacted us, and they wanted to give her something really special. So they came over. Colleen took a collage of the Arrow characters over that was matted, and they all autographed it, and they gave it to her.
Oh, that's awesome.
All the actors that were there, and that's an honor for me, too. I mean, there was a girl at Nashville that Make-A-Wish Foundation, and we gave her, all the artists gave her a lot of free stuff. I mean, we just wanted her to have it. And, it was a really sad Nashville.
She had 6 months.
She had less than 6 months left, and we just wanted to put a smile on her face, and I think we did. Jerry and Kim gave her a lot of stuff, their 3D stuff, and it really made her day. Oscar, did you get to meet her or anything?
I'm pretty sure they always Joni and Mark, they always bring, and I request that they do, like anybody that you guys are bringing through, that they're going through something or they have something going on. We definitely want to make, it more than special. So I'm always open to any children, anybody that's going through anything. Come by ours. My door is open, and anything that your heart desires, it's at my table. Yeah, and it's a gift, and if it's gonna put a smile on your face, it's gonna make my heart feel great. And my wife Casey's the same way. Little kids walk by, and it's hard, man. It's a pocket buster. A lot of these shows, and sometimes they have enough just to get in there. And I talked about it before that if they're walking around wanting, and they want to make their pounds, but I just feel like that's an amazing thing where she's like, I don't want to make the parents feel like inadequate, but at the same time be working. So it's like here, let me say, so they're not feeling.
Your microphone cut out.
I'm gonna get a plug in. You guys suck already.
You're good now.
I don't know what happens to that microphone, dude. It's great, and then it fades.
It's everybody's speakers. It ain't my mic.
Does Jordan have like an Xbox or you can steal his mic or something?
Yeah,
First controller?
It's way upstairs. But can you hear me better now?
No, you're good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get real close on you, Mugs. But Robin was saying, anybody that comes by, and it happens many shows, and we're just big givers. So come by, and we definitely will take care of you. I mean, kids, people. Whatever the situation is, I never know what's politically correct to say or incorrect. But if there's people that are going through something, there's ailments, there's illnesses, all these different diagnoses, and it's that one thing that's going to make your life better.
Yeah, just make them smile for 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't turn anyone away. If you don't have it, let's make it feel. And if you can't deal,
right.
My sister Callie, she's going through bad times now. I mean, if you talk to her, you might not know anything's wrong, but she's got horrible headaches all the time, and I mean these are called hemiplegic migraines, and
I've heard of those.
She's always,
I've heard of those.
Yeah, I saw her today. We had lunch with Dad, and she was at about a level 6 or a 7 on the pain scale, but you couldn't tell it by looking at her. And I've always wanted to just, I always tell her, I put my head against her, and I said, give it to me, give it to me, for even a day where she could be pain-free. And she still goes on with her life. She, had a graduation party for my niece, Julianne, last weekend, and she braved it. She was in pain, but she did it.
A strong woman.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, no, that's I've definitely I actually recently I not to get off topic, but Discovery had like this whole episode on different types of there's a few different types, and some of them are just it's the one you mentioned. I couldn't repeat it if I tried. Yeah, and then
I can only say that because I'm a paramedic.
There you go.
And you're colorblind.
But
I'm colorblind.
It's a condition, not for nothing. It's a condition.
Well, so yeah, I mean, I kind of just learned about that and all these different types of migraines, and they're it's like anything else. Like everyone just went from knowing oh, I just got a migraine. Now there's 10 different ones you can have, and some are some react from the back to the front, some are through the eyes, some are from the top down. It's it's crazy. Feel for anybody who's got to go through that type of constant pain, and they smile and live through it because hey, I gotta live, I gotta take care of my family.
But when my mom passed away, that's the hardest thing I've ever been through. Obviously, we were very close, and I just, I watched her go through what she did. Every family has had somebody they've lost. I mean, almost every family has. Yep. And when I saw her going through that, 1 out of 5 of us are going to get some form of cancer. And I asked God right then, I said, if my wife or children are in this group, I said, if one of them has to get this disease, don't give it to them. Give it to me. I'll take it. I'll fight it tooth and nail. You better believe I will. And, if somebody's got to have it in my family, I want it. Give it to me.
Yeah.
I've had a good life already, and, nobody will fight it harder than I will.
Well,
but I hate seeing people like that.
We're all going to keep saying our prayers and counting our blessings, and we're going to pray that, just nobody has to,
that's right.
be affected
That's
by
right.
it. But you mentioned that you're colorblind, because I have probably about 5 questions here as to why you draw in black and white only.
So that answers it.
So that answers like Lisa's question, Linda's question.
You don't want a bright purple, Rick Grimes. You know what I mean?
Wait, yeah. So I know there has to be a funny like color drawing, story.
He gets this mat board in, and I should really go through it before he does it. But he was so excited one day, and he came downstairs and he's like, "Levy, is this okay to put Stephen Aug's original print in to give it to him at the show?" And I said, "That's pink." He said, "What? It's not white?" I said, "No," even though Aug would probably have loved that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Father Gabriel is in bright purple.
Ah.
He thinks purple looks blue to him.
It does look blue to me.
And I'm like, from now on, when you get your mat board, I'm just going to take the pinks and the purples out. We have a bright yellow Norman Reedus on the motorcycle that's been matted for 3 years that no one's bought.
Yes, Oscar.
Did you ever know what colors look like?
I don't know how I made it through school.
Well, I'm saying because you said it looked blue, but so at one point you knew what blue looked like.
I see colors, but I don't know if I see them like you guys, because lavender, teal, and all that stuff, I have no idea what that is.
So you really don't know what the fuck you're looking at. You don't know what blue is. You don't know what purple is.
So Oscar's not brown.
Green is. Good. Let her give you the pencils and let her give you the paper, because you're going to be drawing on some pink paper thinking it's white paper. Stop it.
I know.
You're irrational right now, Robin. You need to calm down. Let your wife, let Lovey grab the pencils and let her draw the canvas. Stop looking at blue shit this week.
Well, he didn't even find out he was colorblind until he was 21.
Wow.
I was going in the Navy, and I was taking tests.
And he scored the highest that they had seen to be in a submarine.
So I was going to...
You didn't do your Ishihara?
Huh?
You didn't do your Ishihara? Your eye test, your color test. You didn't do
and I did that, and they asked, I scored high enough. They wanted me to be what they call a bubblehead, but they wanted me to be a nuclear specialist on a sub. And I said, yeah, hey, that'd be cool, So I'm taking further tests, and they come in and they stop me, and they said, we need to do some more tests on you. I said, what for? And they said, we think you're colorblind.
Oh.
And all of you guys have seen that book that's got all the colored circles in it. And there's hidden numbers in it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like 15 numbers, 15 different pages. I saw the first one, and that was it.
Oh no!
And I've even taken the test online lately, and I'm still colorblind. Can't see them.
You're always going to be colorblind.
It's a condition.
Yeah.
So
if I get a speeding ticket, it's because I'm colorblind.
So if you're at a traffic
on it.
If you're at a traffic light, right?
Yeah.
What color is red to you?
It looks yellow.
And the
So what's yellow?
And the yellow is
yellow. The yellow looks yellow.
Okay. What about the green?
The green looks white. Now, if I'm close, it's better.
What?
But yeah, if I'm far away, that green is just as white as it can be, and that's the colors that I flunked in the Navy test. They were green, red, and white.
Wow.
Or green, red, and yellow.
Yellow.
It's a good thing that the stoplights go in sequence.
Right.
So he knows.
Yeah.
It's a number system for you. 1, 2, and 3, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
Wow.
Hopefully you're not dyslexic or anything like that. That'd be a real. He's like, I can't see. No, everything's backwards and colors are all out. I'm gonna get you up next time I see you, Robin.
Who?
I'm scared to put on those glasses that
Which one?
correct color blindness.
Uh-huh.
I'm really scared to do it because wow, it may really be an eye opener. I mean, I don't know if I see stuff like you guys do.
We'd have to teach you your colors.
Yeah, you'd have to teach me the colors all over again.
Okay.
When you realize brown isn't pink.
Yes.
All right, so you guys ready for a little bit more trivia?
Well, speaking of pink,
Yeah,
we're gonna ask a pink question.
Yeah. Speaking of that, the question I'm asking is gonna be the pink one.
The questions are color coded, so
Yeah. So you would
Okay.
definitely. This would not be a game for you.
Here's the prize for this, and I started drawing this in Boston. Oh wait, that's collage number 3. That's
I
packed that one away.
I have that.
That's beautiful.
Robin, that's the first one I got from you when we were in Jersey.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can tell you, Connie. You remember Conte?
Yes, Conti.
She got that print. I think it was either in Chicago or San Francisco, but she took it to him to get it autographed. And I can't say what he said, but you'll get the gist. He
I'm
looked
sure
at
you
it.
can.
He
Just
looked
tell
at
me.
it.
Just whisper it to me. I'll say the shit. Just whisper. Shh. Nobody can hear you. Just whisper, you fuck.
He looked at that print and he reached up and got his glasses and he took off his glasses and he said, "God damn, that's what'd he say?
That's fucking cool as shit.
Yeah, that's what he said."
Well, it is cool as shit. That's why it's the one I picked.
But
All right.
he finally got to see who drew it on the cruise. We finally got to talk to him good.
That's awesome. All right, so a little Walking Dead trivia here. Who asked to be left behind when the RV broke down?
I could tell you.
Oh.
I have a picture with him. He kissed me.
So who asked to be left behind when the RV broke down?
the only thing I'm worried about is the delay.
Where did it break down at?
Gay got it.
Gay got it.
Gay got it. Gay got it. Yeah. Gay.
He's a big winner.
Get your mail into the UK.
Get ready for that UK postage.
Well, I got one that's going out soon for it too.
Yeah.
They just shipped together.
Yes.
Thomas, are you even guessing?
No, I don't think so. He wrote Thomas
Thomas
wrote T-Dog.
I think he's doing it to throw people off.
Yeah, I think so.
He said T-Bone.
T-Bone.
They don't even have a T-Bone. That's the other zombie show.
Yeah. All right, you got one more, right? One more?
One more.
Oh, that's good.
Here's the prize for this one, guys.
Oh. There you go. That's apparently the new.
Honey met us.
That's apparently the new show lead right there.
Ooh,
Yeah,
the $20 million man, y'all.
I don't believe that.
They wrote it. You know, everything they write on the internet's true.
Yeah, sure.
Said.
Okay, if Oscar's done talking now.
All right, you guys ready? Here we go. Next question for a nice piece of art.
Who cared for Judith after the fall of the prison?
Oh, easy. What?
Waiting.
Lovey was wrong.
No, I got confused on this.
Thread and Carol?
Tyrese and Carol.
Yeah.
There were two
Ty-
others
Ty-
too.
Tyrese and Carol, we got it.
There were two others.
Yep. Well, we have Tyrese and Carol, right?
Yes.
Okay. We have a winner.
Tyrese.
We have a winner on Instagram.
Renee?
I don't know. Karina?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think she's I think she's watching for probably the first time tonight. As far as I know.
I think that might be David's sister, David Grimes, Everyday Grimes' sister.
Yes.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Karina.
All right.
I was talking to him a while ago, and he said Karina.
All right.
She's amazing.
So,
Hi, Karina. She was at the bash with us.
Karedna?
shout out to her. She does all the edits.
All right,
She's
so
amazing.
there you go. You're gonna hit up Robin on in Twitter in his DMs. Just send him your information in his DM on Twitter, and you'll get your print.
Yay!
Very nice, very nice.
Hercules.
So
you should have played on Spartacus. You know that.
yeah,
Who's that?
just give me 1 sec. I'm gonna run and get something to drink because I'm dying of thirst. You want a water?
Yeah, please. It's also really hot in here.
You know, I'm gonna take over the show now, Pookie. Let me do this.
Oscar, no, for the love of God,
Chris
please don't.
Chris just left because he wants to show everybody. He wanted to stand up and show everybody his ass.
Yo, for the record, we did a podcast from a local restaurant called The Warehouse. And
Yes.
it wasn't my fault that we were there for 2.5 hours for the actual podcast. And I had to pee really bad. And Chris talked all kinds of shit because I got up and I walked all the way from the podcast.
It's hot in here.
It is friggin'...
You can see the sweat on my forehead.
We can't have the fan on because it would just be too much background noise and it's hot.
No, you know what I meant?
Did you get me?
Huh?
Did you get me a water?
I did. Ready?
Okay, yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, it's coming in. All right.
There it is. Stick it in here.
What?
Stick it in there. It's like
Nothing.
right
Let me tell you something. We had sweet tea at the Sonoya Bash, right? We had like gallons and gallons of this sweet tea. Did you guys get to have any?
I had a little sip, yeah.
That was
I'm on a diet. I can't have sweet tea.
Oh,
I
my
haven't had
God.
sweet tea.
that sweet tea was amazing. I was so thirsty. I wish I had a sweet tea right now because that would be
It was really good.
It
Yes.
was. That
You
sweet tea
gotta
was so
respect
good.
that for next week.
Okay, so we're having a little bit of a discrepancy here. Apparently it wasn't Tyrese and Carol.
What do you mean?
What?
So even I have multiple people telling me that the answer should actually be Tyrese, Mika, and Lizzie.
But what's the card say?
It says Tyrese, but I thought it was actually Tyrese and Carol because I thought Carol was there too, if I remember it correctly.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but Carol,
I mean,
they found her, remember? She was gone.
But the very first person was Tyrese.
So how many answers are on the card?
One.
And it says Tyrese.
Yeah.
So then whoever said Tyrese and Carol. I mean, it's not. We're going off of what the game says, so don't blame us.
It's not incorrect. Yeah,
Go
they
right.
got Tyrese. They should win it.
Yeah. So there it is.
Hey, for all you Walker Stalker fans, Kyla Kennedy, who played Mika, and Brighton Charbino, who played Lizzie, they are going to Atlanta.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
We haven't seen them for a long time.
Yeah, they're like grown now. They're like.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
beautiful.
They
Beautiful
are.
girls.
Yeah. So sorry, I want to get back to. I know I have more questions here. I get all distracted when we start giving away stuff, and everybody gets all excited.
Gets the blood boiling.
Okay. So, where did I leave off here? Sorry, guys. Are you all right? So, as far Linda would like to know if you will start drawing any of the Fear the Walking Dead characters.
Where's your drawing pad?
I'll be right back.
We have some John Dory requests, obviously, because
Son of a bitch, Robin.
as soon as Garrett hit the scene and took over this cowboy role, and then you have Jenna playing Nurse Naomi, you guys both know that they're going to end up becoming staples of what you're going to have to draw next.
He's running.
Those two characters are pretty sweet. That John Dory's something else.
And I mean, Morgan is still, that's obviously a good staple to keep in house now too. I mean, is there like, so when you get ready for a con, right? If you're getting ready for Atlanta, what do you start really stocking up on? Like, is it like, you got to have your Carols and Ezekiels and Shivas?
Oh, yeah. I mean, for me, you're saying for me?
Yeah, I mean, in general.
He took off. Yeah, for me, it's the Negans, it's the Carols, it's the, not so much the Ezekiels anymore, which is sad to say. The fandom's not chasing, any kind of Kari or even comic book Ezekiel, but definitely the Carol, the Negan, who's another big my comic. A lot of my comic Negan stuff.
Yeah.
Is big. I mean, and even like just Deadpool, who has nothing to do with nothing. He's become a big deal. Like, we have to bring him. But Robin's got his piece.
Yeah,
here,
let's see what you got here. What do you got?
I mean, we show you this, and a lot of people have been asking for it. About the only one I've actually talked to is Coleman Domingo. I've talked to him like 4 or 5 times now, but he has no idea who the black and white guy is, and none of them do. But who asked this question, Linda?
This was a Linda question, yes.
Okay, nobody has seen this. Nobody.
This is an exclusive drop right now on Beast Mode NY. Oh, wow. Wow.
There's the first so far.
You're drawing the person that everyone hates. That's amazing.
Yeah.
No, hey, I love Madison. I think she's amazing, and she has so many haters, but I think she's great. I'm a big fan.
I love.
Do you know who this is?
Yeah, of course. I don't know his real name, but that's Loki. What's his real name?
Tom Hiddleston.
Tom Hiddleston. Hiddleston?
Yeah, Hiddleston.
Hiddleston.
That's Loki.
But yes, I'm going to be drawing John Dory guaranteed, and Jenna Naomi, got to draw her.
Yeah.
She's signed up to a lot of the shows. Hi, Casey.
They said hi, Casey. They can see your ass fucking through.
Yeah, they're starting to sign up for all the shows, and we have to do it. Jenna Elfman, like I said, she's answered me every single time I've ever tweeted her, and
right.
She's getting drawn, definitely.
Awesome. Well, when you guys start, both of you, and you guys start getting into that, contact us. Well, me, he hasn't even, whatever.
You know what, Brian?
What? Oh, Fear the Walking Dead? I watched the first 2 seasons. I have to.
Holy shit!
It lost my attention, and I have to kind of.
It's getting good again.
Yeah,
it's coming back around, bro.
I need to ask this question for the Crybaby real quick, and the Crybaby's Thomas,
because it's like the 14th
God forbid
time
we have like a show, and it just
and it's not all about him.
Excuse me, Thomas. Sorry, we were like in a thing there. I didn't want to stop it just for your question, but here we go. Thomas wants me to ask you about your book and Mark Hamill.
Oh yeah, Mark Hamill. I started writing I was a big science fiction freak when I was a kid, 15, 16 years old, and had a lot of the paperback science fiction books. And I read these books, and I thought, wow, I wonder if I could write one. So I started writing a book. How did Thomas even know about this?
Dude, he's mad creepy. Okay. He's a stalker.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I told him.
We got hidden cameras in here or something?
I mean.
But anyway, I started writing it back when I was like 16, 17 years old. Oh, sure. And I messed with it for decades. I'm not kidding, decades. And I finally finished it. I was about probably 27, 28 years old. I finished it. And it sat on the shelf for years. But I met a friend of mine, a really good friend of mine named Chris McCoy from Vincennes, near here, and he was a big science fiction buff. I was friends with his brother, and he collected autographs. And he read the book. I mean, it was all handwritten pages. He read it, and he absolutely loved it. So he had a contact. He was a famous Indiana author, one of the most famous, named James Alexander Tom. Mm-hmm. And he wrote history novels like about George Rogers Park and but anyway, he sent him a part of the book, and he read it, and he wanted to meet with us. And I said, James Tom wants to meet with us. So I met with him in his hometown, and he said, the first question he asked me, he said, how many books have you written? I said, this is the first one. He said, well, you're lucky. Your first book's going to get made. It's going to be published.
Wow.
And I said, you got to be kidding me. So we went through rewrite, several years of rewrites because he was still writing also. But I finally published it with my wife's help. She typed all 400 pages of it.
No. It was like almost 7, but it was
Yeah, we had
condensed
to
down.
condense it down, but she
listen.
typed it all. And in 2007, we published Bellaquin.
Okay.
How about Mark Hamill, though? That was earlier on.
And Chris McCoy, he actually sent part of it, a few pages of it, to Mark Hamill, who he had collected autographs from.
Okay.
And Mark Hamill read it and said, and he's always wanted to direct a science fiction movie, and he said if this ever comes about, he would consider directing it as a movie. And I don't know. It's just a pipe dream. I've sold as many copies as I'm going to sell, but this is it.
Ooh, you need to send me a copy, old man.
Ryan.
What?
Isn't this right up your tailpipe?
Yep.
You want to see something funny? Look
Right.
at this picture back. There's no gray hair. Can you see that?
Oh, look at Lovey.
Oh,
Look at
whoa,
young
look
Lovey.
at that.
Oh, it's baby Lovey.
Baby.
If you like Star Wars, then
I started writing this before Star Wars
I
came out.
like Robin, so I'm gonna like his book.
Yeah.
But here's the name.
Robin's
of it.
like, I wrote that genre before it was
Bellaquin.
cool.
Bellaquin?
I never knew this about you, Robin. I'm so happy to
Bellaquin.
know this, to
Yeah.
acquire this knowledge.
And it's about
Robin
that.
wrote a book.
Wow.
Send me a copy, you fuck.
I'll bring you next show.
Ryan's going to be ordering a copy.
Absolutely.
Autograph that thing.
It's on Amazon, eBay, everything.
Maybe he wants
I'll
you to
see-
sign it, though, and then send it to him.
I'll send you one for free, Ryan.
yeah,
Oh,
just give
I
it a
appreciate
try.
that, really.
And you
You
got
Awesome.
to...
think you think you know people, you know? This kind of takes away the lovey part of the lovey.
Please
and
notice
it's-
that Oscar's making this all about him.
Yeah.
Please
No,
notice
definitely
that.
not. I mean, I've known Robin for going on year 2, and
So dramatic.
you would think that I would have known about his these wonderful this beautiful thing, the book. So
We'll see. Maybe you're a terrible friend because you don't know stuff about your friends.
He's a humble guy. What are you going to do? You
I know
know?
he's beautiful.
He is.
Oscar, you've never seen our Titanic either.
Yeah,
Just
he built it
photos.
from-
We'll be there real soon. We're coming up to see
Yeah,
you
wait.
guys very
So,
soon.
what's this about Titanic?
He built a 12-foot, 2-scale replica Titanic
It's
in my
great.
house.
Inside the house?
Yes, upstairs. We had
Wait,
to take
how-
off our deck to get it out the back
How?
door.
12 foot?
12
Yes.
foot long, yeah. And it's museum quality.
Just call me when you build the 30-foot one outside the house.
So,
Taking
what?
that bitch for a ride.
What? And
Around
what?
no icebergs.
What are you? What are
In the
you? What are
sun.
you doing with it? Like, what is it? Is this going to? Are you going to mount it to the roof? What do you?
No, there's a big,
I want to know what you're doing with it. That's 12 feet long.
What the fuck you gonna do with it? You're gonna, just
You gonna-
Hold on, he's growing the beard. Noah?
I know what's going on here. What are we doing with it?
there's a big show we have here in Indiana called the Covered Bridge Festival, and they get like over 2 million people come to it.
Mhm.
And it's like an entire county, but it's 10 days long, and we display the Titanic, the model up there, and it was not a kit. Every piece on it was hand built, but we've got a lot of stuff from the movies. I mean, I actually made a trip down to Rosarito, Mexico, on a Titanic hunting trip with one of the biggest collectors in the world, and we found a lot of pieces. They built that ship for the movie, and it was full size. It was full size ship, and we found a lot of that ship still being used in people's houses down there because they don't have anything. They're poor. And
Right.
they don't have anything. But I've got decking from the ship, railing. I've got the last bench that was known to exist from that ship, and I've got a picture of Leonardo DiCaprio sitting on it.
Really?
So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I got a lot of. There's a guy here in Indiana that wants to buy it all, but wow, I don't know if I want to sell it or not.
Was it,
That's a year and a half out of my life, to build that thing.
wow. Well, your daughter, right? Daughter? Yeah.
Kelsey.
Kelsey says you should. Are you still working on a sequel
To your book.
to your book?
Yes, it's about a third of the way done, but because if you finish this book and read the ending, you're going to hate me.
Oh.
Because you're going to want to know what's going to happen next. And my God, with all the artwork and stuff going on, not doing much writing right now.
I'll draw for you.
Okay,
Oh.
yeah. Hey, I've tried to teach her, guys. She don't want to learn.
I've helped with some, but no.
Hi, Casey.
You're in the eye shop. You're standing there. Fresh out the shop.
You know,
hair all wet.
Quick story while we were talking about, the Titanic and stuff like that and ships or whatever. There was a ship called the Andrea Doria.
Yeah, baby.
My mother was supposed to board that from Italy to come here.
You gotta be kidding.
And her papers were wrong, and she couldn't make the ship.
Thank God.
For a lot of you people know, that ship sank at sea.
Yes, it did.
And
it hit Stockholm.
Yeah. I
That's crazy.
Figure I'd throw that little tidbit in there. So yeah,
Wow,
if mom would have gotten on that ship, she might not have made it to America. So.
Of course, that was before you were born, because that was in 1956.
Yep.
What is it?
Yep.
So you may not have been here.
See?
Oh my God, we wouldn't even be talking right now.
We wouldn't have a beast mode.
Wow.
No.
So.
It's
No, and if you wouldn't been colorblind, your whole life would have been changed.
Yes, it would have. It would have. That.
See?
I can blame that. Yeah.
But you know what?
What blue was.
But you know what? The black and white being what they are, it's yours. It's
your
you know what I
niche.
mean? It's your thing. I know that there's other artists out there that obviously do it, but that's what makes you. So,
Scott Spellman, great friend of ours. Everybody knows Scott, but he summed it up. I talked to him, and like I said, he's taught me a lot. And I told him, I said, man, I wish I could do this in color. And he said, why? I said, because, I think color's so much better. And he said, you don't want to draw in color. And I said, why? He said, because you'd be just like the rest of us then. that summed it up. That made me feel a lot better.
Yeah. No, listen, you got a great, what you do is amazing. Everybody who ever sees it in person, obviously just, you fall in love with the detail. And,
oh yeah, that's our trademark right there.
Yeah. So,
well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. We got through all the questions pretty much.
We're going on 2 hours.
We're going on 2 hours. We always hit the 2 hour mark whenever we have Oscar around.
Yeah. You know why?
I've been as good as I could be.
Oscar can't stop doing that.
Oh, wow.
Robin's doing all the talking.
Don't forget to check us out on Etsy, the
Yes.
Black and White Guy. We have a store up there going. Doing pretty well.
Yeah. Oscar, you just got on Instagram with an account too, right?
I did a new one, art by Oscar's Red Hat. Everybody kept pushing me to do something separate from
Right.
the personal page, just make it about just the art. So yeah, it's picking up quick. I think it's already hit like 300 followers. in like 2 days.
It's funny. Yeah, good.
It's growing. So check it out. It's Oscar's art by Oscar's Red Hat, or I want to say it's art by Oscar's Red Hat. So you can check it out on Instagram, but you can check just hashtag Oscar's Red Hat. You'll find me all over. I love new followers, and I follow back. Unlike you fucks.
Whoa. Follow back everybody.
You do?
Yeah.
How about you, Robin? You follow everybody back?
You better believe it.
I knew that was going to be the answer.
Okay.
But
me and Oscar belong to a group of artists called the Justice League of Artists.
Yes,
and
sir.
Oscar and myself, Scott Spellman, AJ Moore, Rob Pryor, and Kirk Manley. There's 6 of us. Great artists, all of them.
Absolutely.
It started right before when we did the Hurricane Hero, the relief poster. We did art jam, and Kirk was able to actually talk to Jason, and we got our first panel at Walkerstock.
Yeah.
Big stage.
Atlanta, the big show in Atlanta.
We had a big show, and we got our time up there. So that was amazing, and I mean that.
We're done Pictionary.
Yeah, we did some Pictionary with some fans, and
That was funny.
it was an amazing time. And right there, I knew that I was part of something amazing.
Yeah.
Watching you guys draw stick figures like that.
Yeah, we're trying to draw. Yeah, we're trying to draw. Like I think Kirk drew eyes or ears on a Kermit. And it was crazy. Like under pressure, we could not figure it out. I mean, I drew like a quick. Mine was King Kong, and I remember I drew like the Eiffel Tower and just scribbled like this mask supposed to be on, like King Kong. Like I knew if they could see the reference, they would get it, but definitely no detail.
That's
Good
great.
time.
Well, I mean, are you guys all going to Atlanta? Are you Oscar? Are you hitting Atlanta too?
Yeah, that's my plan. I plan on doing every one this year. I mean, I did as many as I did as many as I could last year, and my plan for this year is to kind of do the same thing. I mean, I love to be at Walker Stalker Con, and I love to, and it was both sides. Now being on this side, we're a family, and it's missing. We want to be there. People like Robin and Kirk and everybody, they just make it that much more
Enjoyable.
and it just gives you a reason. They're the reason, aside from, like I said, the interaction. But yeah, I plan on, God willing, being at every show this year, especially Atlanta, and hopefully some new cities like San Jose and some of the ones out west that we didn't get to do last year. So
That's great.
it's going to be exciting.
Yeah. Well.
And we'll be in London too next year.
Yeah, we're hitting London and Germany next year.
Wow. Well, Gay just said London, and there you go, London. Gay, they're going to be in London, so that'll be fun for you. How do you guys? I don't even want to know. How do you guys get everything over there?
Scott Spillman is going to give me contact information for his printer over there. Who, that stuff's heavy to haul.
Yeah,
so he's going to give us the information, and we're going to have our stuff printed over there so we can pick it up there.
Very nice. Okay, cool.
That's the plan anyway.
Yeah, whatever makes it work, right?
Like I said, Scott bends over backwards for us. He helps us in more ways than you can imagine.
Well, I'm happy that you guys have what you guys have, because you've been able to give, this time around about 400 or 500 people a really, really great experience of what you guys were able to put together. And I really just from my standpoint of being able to experience all of that, I'm looking forward to the next one. I really just, that experience should be something that everyone gets to have. The intimate one-on-one, the family type feel of being able to just walk up to somebody, shake their hand, take a picture, talk, and just see like the actors walking around doing whatever they, feeling comfortable and knowing that they're safe, and it's just a fun environment to be in. It's we've obviously only been to a couple of cons, but they're huge, and they're very it's a structured kind of like I don't mean to say cookie cutter, but it's it's this. This is, here's your ticket. This is what you do. You go here, you do that. Here's your time. Blah blah blah. And you guys were able to give the people that went to Sonoya a much more intimate. It's the best way to put it. Intimate, environment to be in with these people that they either love or follow or just whatever. They're a fan, this or that. And I thank you guys for doing what you guys were able to do. And when the next one comes around, I hope my phone rings and you guys ask me to come back, because or ask us to come back.
No weddings for me.
Yeah, no wedding for you.
No wedding for me.
Oscar, if he bails again, we're gonna smack him.
Hey Ryan, it's this simple. If somebody gets married Dead Bash next year, you go, fuck you.
Yep.
That's right.
Are you guys going to be in Orlando?
I would like to, but I think the next one we make is Jersey. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it will be in Jersey.
Orlando's a good one for you guys.
Yeah, I know. It's we got a bunch of added expenses coming our way. So it's with the move that I'm going through, and then he's going to be going through a move. So you know how that goes.
Just hitch a ride with Thomas. He's going.
Oh yeah.
Listen, I would drive down. Do I want to say that?
Drive 20.
Hey, I drove 17 to Georgia.
Yeah, fair enough.
So.
No, Chris, you can probably catch a flight for $99 each way. I bet you.
Just sit on Thomas's lap on the plane. It'll be all good.
Talk about the first thing that pops up.
Colleen.
Look, he better drink that $350 bottle of Scotch whiskey crap he had, because there's no way I'm ever sitting on his lap unless he's passed out. And I'm burying him.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm putting him in a ditch.
Eileen, man, we're like 2 seconds from a boo. You see that? It was like Shoulder and Chi-Chi all in the dance.
Plugging in the computer.
Yeah, all right. What was that? A C cup, man, or a D?
Chris, I can't even see you guys now. What the heck?
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh no!
Can you hear them?
No, we just can't see their faces.
Oh,
can
what
you
happened?
see me?
I don't know. We can see both of them.
You pick up half the screen.
I can see you.
Welcome to Beast Mode 2.0 with Oscar's Red Hat.
I can see.
And stream.
Yeah.
And cut.
Yes, the Walker Stalker Cruise, which is coming in February, that'll be coming up also after the new year. So many things that we would love to do and be a part of. Yep. It's just, the monetary part, which all, kind of strangles everybody.
Oh, I know.
Everyone, we would like to just thank you for being here for the 2 hours. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us, especially everybody overseas. I know it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning in some places.
For Linda, it's almost 4.
Probably, yeah. For Linda, it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
It's 10:30 in the morning in South Korea, where my son's at.
Oh, there it is. There it is. All right. It's actually 9 o'clock in the morning in Australia right now. So it's like tomorrow. Yeah, it's tomorrow right now.
They live in the future.
Yeah, they live in the future. It's weird.
Crazy.
But all right, we were going to let these gentlemen go. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Everybody.
Robin, thank you for sharing your space.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have it the other way, Oscar.
Thank you for the stories. Thank you for letting everybody get a feel of where you guys, where you've come from, where it all started, and sharing that with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys. I want everybody to know how we got here, and it's an incredible story.
It is.
Absolutely.
We will
appreciate you guys having us on here and letting us tell it.
Absolutely. Wouldn't have it any other way. I'll hit you guys up in your messages, and I'll get your address so we can send out those shirts to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
I even have a small that I think will go on the little guy pretty good.
All right. Thank you so much. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So we'll be in touch, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Good night.
Thanks, guys. Everybody
Here's an opportunity for a screenshot real quick.
What? Oh boy! You just want
Linda's football Friday.
Yeah, you want
That's
Linda's
what you
football
want.
Friday.
Fuckers.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
There you go. That's it. All right. Do one. They'll screenshot you right now.
Oh, there it is.
The upside down. One love, guys. Thank you, Beast Mode. Thank you, Lovies.
Thank you, Lovies.
Lovies.
Thank you,
Lovies.
Good night.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you, Ryan.
Wow.
Thank you, Chris. Love you guys.
Good night, Instagram.
Later, guys. People.
Good night, guys.
And if YouTube ever cooperates.